أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمد رسول الله. These are our original words from our original language of Arabic. They mean the following. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. I seek refuge with Allah from Satan the accursed. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. In the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa ashhadu anna Muhammadar Rasulullah. I bear witness that there is no God but Allah, and I bear witness that Muhammad is his messenger. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace be upon you and Allah's mercy and blessing. This is our greeting. Assalamu alaikum. Wishing and praying for your peace upon you, your family and loved ones, as we begin, Allah willing, session 2 of Al-Qur'an Arabic Phonics course. This course is designed for the beginner. We are blessed to have had an opportunity to have several sessions with the believers, with all that have joined, and we have been blessed for those that have participated to be not only here in the United States, but all around the world. We are continuing on our journey to become acquainted with the revelation of Allah God to all humanity. Al-Qur'an, the Holy Qur'an, Al-Qur'an Al-Kareem, the generous Qur'an. As we continue this journey, we begin by understanding the title of this book, Qur'an. It means the recitation. And in the original language, we have this word in its root, qara'ah, which comes in many forms. Qira'ah, recitation. Iqra, read or recite. This word Qur'an, as it means recitation or recital, is in a dual form, meaning the two recitations. Qur'an. It is in dual form because of the circumstances of its revelation. A portion of the Qur'an was revealed in Mecca, and the second portion of the Qur'an was revealed in Medina. So the Qur'an primarily is divided in two revelatory contexts, hence the term Qur'an, the two recitations. Praise be to Allah for this mighty book that is a book of light, that was revealed on Jabal an-Nur, on the mountain of light, in the cave of Hira, to a man by the name of Muhammad ibn Abdullah, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, the prophet of God. This revelation came directly to him through a man, an angel named Jibril. Jibril was the conduit from which Allah Most High revealed the Holy Qur'an. But we do not say that the Qur'an was revealed to Muhammad from Jibril, peace be upon him, and peace be upon Jibril. We say the Qur'an came directly from Allah Most High. This Qur'an, this recitation, as it was revealed to Jibril, or through Jibril, in the history of Muhammad, we have Jibril coming to Muhammad in the cave where he would retreat from the world for meditation and prayer. He approached him. Jibril approached Muhammad and grasped him tightly and told him to read, Iqra. He told him this 3 times, Iqra. Muhammad's response each time was, I'm not among those who read. I am not of those who read. 3 times was the response of Muhammad to Jibril's command to read, Iqra. If we look at this word Iqra, it really can be understood in 3 major forms of the root word. Iqra, in its root, qara'a, means to read. So the first commandment, read. Muhammad said, what should I read? There's nothing for me to read. And I am not among those who read. Iqra. The second meaning is to recite. I have nothing in my heart to recite, or my mind to recite, as one would recite prose or poetry. I am not of those who read or recite. Iqra, the third command, in its root means to collect or gather. Muhammad, his response was, I don't have anything to gather. Then the revelation of the first 5 verses of the Holy Qur'an that were revealed to Prophet Muhammad began to flow from the lips of Jibril. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaqa. Read in the name of your Lord who creates. Khalaqa al-insan min alaq. Creates man from a clot. Min alaq, from a clot of congealed blood. Iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq. Khalaqa al-insana min alaq. Iqra wa rabbuka al-akram alladhi allama bil qalam. Read in the name of your Lord who creates man from a clot. Read, and thy Lord is most generous, who taught by the pen, taught man that which he knew not. Sadaqallahu al-azim. Allah's revelation is the mighty truth. Praise be to Allah. Alhamdulillah. The first revelation that humanity receives from Allah in the final revelation to humanity in the Quran is the command to read. Today, inshallah, we will embark on that commandment to read our Holy Quran, the universal book, not only of the Muslims, but for all humanity. Knowing of the Holy Quran will make us better Christians, will make us better Jews, better Hebrews. It will make us better Muslims, better people, if we but give this book, this miracle of a book, an opportunity for our ears to hear, our eyes to see, and our minds to reflect upon its meaning and its warning. It is good news to all humanity, to all people. Today, Allah willing, as we looked at this word, Qur'an, and looked at its connection to the word read, through understanding 3 basic letters of the alphabet. Alif, Qaf, and Ra. These three letters are among the alphabet that will be introduced to you today. However, we want to begin the course today with a brief overview of some key terms, key words that we must understand and be clear about as we move forward so that we can get the most out of this course. So let us, among those who have registered, if for any reason we are still unable to log in, please send an email to info@muhammadcenter.com. That's info@muhammadcenter.com. There, one of our team members will get right to you and help you get logged in. Praise be to Allah. You should have received an email this week, and actually a reminder email just a short while ago with instructions on how to log in and how to navigate to the courses section of our website at muhammadcenter.com, islamicsciences.noi.org. That's islamicsciences.noi.org. So all that are with us today, please go ahead and log into your account. Let us please log in to your account. We will give you a moment so that we can begin our session, and we will open with module 1, going over our key words and terms. All right, so let us pull that up on the screen so we can see where exactly, for those that would like to move along and pace with us. And that's the purpose of this course. This is the guided course. The existing course stays on the site for all, absolutely free. We ask a small donation for when we have the guided sessions to help us keep these sessions going, keep the free courses available. When you log on, as you see on your screen or should see on your screen at this point, you will be met by the home page. All right, so the home page is there where you can see different sections to select, but let's focus on the menu bar. We go to the menu bar, go to courses. Then at that pull down menu, we go to My Courses and select that. If you haven't enrolled, which you should have by now, you would select Enroll and go through the enrollment process. And you'll see that these courses, as they are absolutely free all the time at your own pace. This journey that we're taking now is the guided course, where we will meet once a week on Sundays at 6 p.m. for the next 5 weeks. Again, we started last week. This is session 2. Session 1 was an introduction. Why should we even begin this study? You have full access to that replay, and inshallah, you have reviewed it or were present for the first session. Again, we will close enrollment this Thursday at midnight. As you can see in the screen or on your screen, that we are enrolled in a few courses. We have courses in the Muslim daily prayers that you can learn in English and in Arabic, our original language. Ramadan readiness courses. That course is important for us to know is available for us for the holy month of Ramadan is right around the corner. It begins in the middle of March, approximately March 22nd, and we want to be Ramadan ready, but we also want to be Qur'an ready, which is why we've launched this course at this particular time, so that as you read your Holy Qur'an during the holy month of Ramadan, you can begin to practice reading in your original language so that we are not restricted through the mental lens of the translator or the interpreter of the Quran, and we can, inshallah, benefit as we discussed and see and parse and peel back the meanings and their shades with words such as Iqra, as we have presented. So at this point, you want to go to the original language Arabic phonics course and view that course. Again, we're starting with module 1. Praise be to Allah. And we will begin with keywords. We won't go over every keyword, but we want to identify about 7 keywords so that we are very clear on what we have to present in our lessons. So we thank you again for joining us today. And now we're ready to go ahead and get started. Let's make sure we're logged in. Let's make sure we pray that you had an opportunity to review these and move at your own pace. And inshallah, all those that have begun their session, their free session at their own pace will be able to move quickly and be Ramadan ready and Quran ready for the holy month of Ramadan as we continue to embark on this journey. So let us begin. Praise be to Allah. Thank you for those who joined us momentarily here on our social media page. We're going to go ahead and log out so we can get fully engaged in this session with all of those that have registered. Inshallah, if you haven't registered, go ahead and begin to register as soon as you can. If you've taken the course before, go ahead for a refresher. Let us know that you've taken it before and have some introduction to your original language, and that you may begin to not only refresh, but go ahead and begin teaching others and practice. The more we practice, the more we become familiar ourselves and stronger in the foundations. Praise be to Allah. So I thank you for those who joined us momentarily here on the our live Instagram feed for a moment. And inshallah, this was beneficial to you as an opener. And many of those I see here on the session or actually on the live are already on the session, going dual with the social media as well as our Zoom room. So let us go ahead, make sure we have signed up, tell a friend, and inshallah before Thursday, if you haven't registered, go ahead and register at islamicsciences.noi.org at our website, and make sure to review the sessions that you may have missed. The sessions that you may have missed, there's only one, and that can be found on our public page at our YouTube site, Sultan Muhammad, on our YouTube page, okay? So again, thank you for all who have joined. We, inshallah, hope to see you in the registration in the session. And as you already have been explained to, you can begin the self-paced course without necessarily having to go through the guided pace course right away. Okay? Praise be to Allah. May Allah bless you all. Thank you for tapping in for this moment. And inshallah, let's go ahead and roll up our sleeves in the main room here, the Zoom room, and let's get busy with our session 2 of Al-Qur'an Arabic phonics course. Assalamu alaikum to those who are on social media and on our live feed. May Allah continue to bless you. All right. Thank you for bearing with us as we want to make sure that many who have signed up, if they had any problem receiving the registration link, that we could connect them into the course so that, and please, this gives us a quick housekeeping point. Throughout the course schedule, you'll receive updates and emails. Check your junk mail, check your different folders where you possibly may have missed an email or instructions that would guide you to either the schedule itself for our supportive sessions that will be happening during the week with practice and practicals, exercises to reinforce what is being taught on the weekly Sunday, as well as any updates, registering information, as well as the replays that will be also sent to us every week of the courses or sessions that we have covered. So praise be to Allah. We hope that everyone had a smooth registration, a smooth beginning to the first session, and let us direct first for a moment our attention to the chat. Make sure that we're good there. All technical things are thumbs up. All right, so the tech team, our facilitating team, will be sure to answer any questions in this presentation portion of our sessions, inshallah. So as we close the first portion of presentation, we want to direct ourselves to these 7 words. The first word is read. As we went over it in the original language of Arabic, let's be clear that we share the same understanding of this word read in English. Read, it means to utter aloud something, written or printed. So these are the 2 meanings that we saw in the Arabic. However, the third shade of the Arabic word iqra, read, is to collect or to gather. This is showing us how rich the original language is. The context in which it was revealed allows us to see more into the meaning. So what is it that we could be collecting? We are collecting writings. We are collecting recitations. We are collecting those, if we understand the method of revelation, over the time of revelation, the Quran was collected from different circumstances, revealed from different circumstances, and put together in a specific order by Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. So all of the revelation over time, when we find the gathering of all of the writings, all of the reciters' words, the hafiz, those who were memorizers of the Quran, when it came down to that moment in history under the caliphate of Abu Bakr, we see that Abu Bakr began this, but it was finalized with Uthman. This is where we get the Uthmanian Quran. The Quran, there's only one version that we read, the Uthmani Quran. All Qurans are coming from what was under the caliphate of Uthman, collected from all of the revelations, all of the writings, and put into one manuscript. And at that point, all others were burned and destroyed in effort to keep the purity of the original Quran in its original language of Arabic. You might ask, why would you burn them? Well, today, if all of the copies of the Quran, physical book, were burned, they are burned first in the heart of the believer, the memorizers of the Quran. So we, in the Nation of Islam, speak of something called the official paper. Official paper. The Holy Quran is written on the hearts and minds of the believers. And this, inshallah, as we take the course, you will see we will apply this to the recitations that we will desire to learn by memory, beginning with Surah Al-Fatiha. If you know Surah Al-Fatiha already in English, this is our time to begin to learn it in Arabic. We have a small book called 13 Short Surahs that allows you to be guided through a learner's guide that will help you to recite with good pronunciation the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. This book is available at muhammadcenter.com or islamicsciences.noi.org. So at islamicsciences.noi.org, please find this book as well if you want to begin studying and putting to memory short chapters of the Holy Qur'an. And that can be found under the courses section, pull down menu. Once you get to that pull down menu, you can see, actually, if you just hit it really quick here, you'll see course materials. And there you can navigate. So we don't have to go into it, but well, it's okay if we're going in it. You can see the list of materials that are available for you. And again, if you're online, feel free to move about the site as you wish. Okay, our second word that we want to make sure that we are covering in the terms. Oh, let's first take a look here. So there's 13 short surahs. All right, the Al-Qur'an Phonics book, which is not necessary for the course because they are embedded in, meaning most of the book is embedded into the free online course. Not all, but most of it. So if you follow along and you haven't yet received your book, don't worry about it. Your book should be there very shortly. Drop in the chat. Let us know if you haven't received it yet or if you have received it, so that we know and we can track your mail. Praise be to Allah. Additional books for study there are Muslim Daily Prayers, a learner's guide as well. And in that book, you also have short chapters of the Holy Quran that are available for you to practice with audio and also the written form so that we can learn our prayers in our original language, as well as a video demonstration of the Muslim daily prayers, the Salah, the daily prayers, as well in video form. Okay, let's get to business here. Our second word that we want to look at in Module 1, we're in Module 1 right now, on the Al-Qur'an Arabic Phonics course. So we'll navigate back to the original language, Arabic Phonics, and go to Module 1. Please read through these modules, the course overview, objectives, all of these portions at your own time. Inshallah, with the guided course, this is to help us focus in on the key principles that we must know. There are videos embedded from previous courses that can help you as well, particularly those that are ready to advance through a self-pace. But this, again, is our live session through the cycle of our course delivery that is a guided session. The next word that we would like to point to is the word phonics. Phonics. Phonics is a method of teaching, reading, and spelling based upon the phonetic interpretation of ordinary spelling. Can we raise this just a little bit? Ordinary spelling, right? So, in other words, many of us are familiar with English phonics. K, a, t, cat, right? This is how we begin. This is the most efficient way to begin to learn to read a language. Phonics. So we understand this word. The next word we would like to look at is vowel. What is a vowel? Vowel is a speech sound produced without occluding, diverting, or obstructing the flow of air from the lungs. Example, A, E, I, O, U. I was able to do that keeping a smile somewhat, right? A, E, I, O, U. Occluding means not to obstruct. So the sound of the A, E, U is flowing from the lungs freely without the obstruction of the teeth, of the lips, or the throat. Okay, that is a vowel. Our next word is consonant. A consonant is a speech sound produced by occluding, by obstructing, with or without releasing, diverting, or obstructing the flow of air from the lungs. So a consonant, the letter C, k, right? B, B, k, using the throat, there's something getting in the way of the air coming from the lungs. B, T, T. These are consonants. Anytime something is obstructing the flow in your pronunciation of air from the lungs, it is a consonant. The Arabic language uses what is known as the abjad system, which is primarily consonants, and has a system of vowels that allow us to use inflections of vowel sounds in forming words. Our next word that we would like to look at is the word transliteration. So transliteration means to change letters, words, into corresponding characters of another alphabet from another language. Now, for example, the word Qur'an is transliteration, using English letters to represent Arabic letters. So it's transferring or changing letters from one language to another to give the nearest sound of the phonetic pronunciation of another language. Another Arabic transliterated word is the word Muslim. It is Muslim. We will learn in the course that this is an Arabic word, which simply means one who submits, one who is in submission to the will of Allah God. Transliteration. Quick point on transliteration. In your learner's guides, you will see that we use transliteration very sparingly, and we will use some transliteration today so that we can see how the alphabet itself measures up to the sounds that we are used to hearing. The Arabic alphabet has in it 10 letters that do not have an equal sound in the English language. Those will be the first letters that we focus on. This is primarily the purpose in which for which we begin our study of Arabic in the framework of phonics, so that we can hone in on those unfamiliar letters, practice those sounds, get used to hearing them, while we're also being introduced to sounds and letters that we are already familiar with from speaking English. But it is the Honorable Elijah Muhammad who gives us guidance to let us know that if we could learn our original language, that we would understand better ourselves. What a very powerful statement. That if we could learn our original language of Arabic, we would understand or learn more of self. Praise be to Allah. The next key word or term that we would like to introduce to you so we are clear with it is the word translate. Translate and interpret. We'll look at those two words at the same time. Translate means to change. Excuse me, it means to turn from one language into another, or from a foreign language into one's own. So to turn from one language or a foreign language into one's own. Okay. Interpret. Interpret means to give or provide the meaning of, explain, explicate, or elucidate. So what we have in the translations, so-called, of the Holy Qur'an really are at best interpretations of those scholars or linguists that translated the Holy Qur'an from the original Arabic to English. It is very difficult, nearly impossible, to translate the Holy Qur'an. There must be interpretation. So if we look at, as we mentioned the word in the very beginning, Iqra. Iqra. In English, there are only two portions of that word that you can capture in its meaning in its original language. However, it has another shade of meaning, which means to collect. See, very important example. So the word from our original language of Arabic has many shades, many branches that are often very difficult or nearly impossible to translate or interpret without a fuller explanation. This is why often in the Holy Qur'an, there are footnotes to help us with certain words in terms of their translation, where the translator must give a deeper explanation or interpretation. Now, what this does is it limits us to that particular mental lens of the translator. There are many, 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 quote, translations of the Holy Qur'an. Yet, again, there is only one Arabic Qur'an. And inshallah, if we look in Message to the Black Man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaks to this reality. First, we'll do this again. We'll show that this is an Arabic Qur'an on this side. Very thin book, approximately 600 pages. All right, approximately 6,000 verses or ayat. This very thick book of the translation or interpretation is English, footnotes, and the Arabic script. This book itself has many editions of the same translation, different translations within different prints of this book. However, this is a translation or Muhammad Ali translation of the Quran. You have Yusuf Ali, you have Muhammad Asad, you have many, many translations. There's hundreds of translations of the Holy Quran. Yet there is only one version of the Holy Quran in the original Arabic, as we have seen and shown. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad on page 93 of Message to the Black Man gives us a very important statement to reflect upon. And it reads, inshallah, as follows. We can pull that slide up so that we quote it perfectly. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad writes in Message to the Black Man on page 93, The Holy Qur'an's readings are not the kind that will lull one to sleep, but to get a real Qur'an, one should know the Arabic language in which it is written. Praise be to Allah. We are going to follow the instructions of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. He used the word should. One should know the Arabic language in which it was written, in which it is written. Praise be to Allah. The language in which the Arabic Holy Qur'an is written is not just in any Arabic dialect. It is in what is known as Fusha. Fusha. Fusha is not in common spoken Arabic language at this time. The closest we have to it is a modern standard Arabic. Fusha translates or is interpreted to be a word that means eloquent speech, excellent speech. The actual word Fusha speaks to the reality of the tongue in which the Quran was revealed at the time and circumstances of Prophet Muhammad, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, his time, the language, the dialect of Quraysh. So it is a very preserved Arabic, a very eloquent Arabic that was spoken 1400 years ago. But today, if you were to speak in Fusha, only the highly educated among the Arab nations would be able to understand fully what is being said. So if you put an Arabic Quran in an Arab's hand and ask them to interpret it or translate it, there are many words that they will be unable to tell you the meaning of. So this is the classical Arabic, Fusha, that we must begin to have a grasp upon. So don't feel that you yourself, as a first-time learner of the Quranic Arabic, have something that may be more difficult for you because you don't speak Arabic. The Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, said of those that are learning their prayers or learning the Quran in Arabic, and their language, their native language is not Arabic, that they would receive more blessing for the recitation of what is more difficult for the tongue. And as we have stated, the Prophet, peace and blessings of Allah be upon him, has also, in an authentic hadith, stated Arabi bil lisan, that Arabic is in the tongue, by the tongue, with the tongue, telling us that it is not a national language. It is the language of the original man. And to this point, it is the original man who taught who we see as the modern Arab that is represented in media, this language called Arabic, the oldest living language on the planet, the first language of humanity. Praise be to Allah. Let us move on to the next words in our key terms, and then inshallah we'll move quickly to presenting the alphabet. So those are primarily the key terms. We want to make sure we are clear on the word letter. Letter. Letter, it is a symbol or a character that is conventionally used in writing and printing to represent a speech sound. and that is part of an alphabet. Part of an alphabet. One letter, part of an alphabet. And praise be to Allah, I think we should have the definition for the word alphabet here as well. Let's scroll up. Thank you. An alphabet is the letters of a language in their customary order. Perfect. It is a series of letters, an alphabet, that you see in their customary order. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, right? But that is not the order in which they form words. So an alphabet is something that you recite of a language that are what? Sounds of letters that are represented by symbols in any language. Of course, today we're focused on the Arabic language, and we will now, inshallah, first, out of order, introduce you to the more difficult letters to pronounce. And inshallah, we will begin to come to a close on the first portion of our presentation and open up for practical session and engagement so that we can also have questions and answers on what has been presented. All right, let us move forward. The first letter that we want to introduce, we'll now move to the next lesson. Oh, here's this quote that I would like to make sure I quote more precisely from the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. These readings, we're not going to read them word for word. Please take your time and read over them. And inshallah, if there's questions about them, you can drop that in the chat in the Q&A. But as you see, we are scanning through the key portions of your self-paced course in the guided course so that we can assist you to answer those questions that may have come to mind during the self-paced sessions that you have on your own, but to also give you individual guidance. Inshallah, that is the primary purpose of the guided course, is that you have individual questions that you may have, and you will also be able to benefit from learning in a group together and practice exercises that are in the practicals of the course, along with myself to help individually each one of you who has joined us today, and you will have access to, again, practical exercise sessions with our team at different times throughout the week, inshallah. The primary phrase here I would like to bring back that we recalled earlier in the words of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad appear in the second paragraph on this page. He states the following: if you could speak Arabic, you would learn more of self than you would in English, even though you were born in English and not in Arabic. Since Arabic was your original language, that would lead you back to the original self. The original language does not stop in Europe. That's why you would learn more of the knowledge of self, because the original language of yours leads you back east. If we understand the psychology of language, we understand that in language, there is the attempt to capture feeling that is based within a context of history, based in our conditions and circumstances, English reflects the history, circumstances, context, and feelings of Europe. Whereas the language of Arabic, the oldest living language, I'll say it again, the oldest living language. Therefore, there are more words in the Arabic language to describe existence that are not limited to the short history of Europe. That's very, very powerful. It has been stated by poets of Semitic languages, Arabic, Hebrew, and others, that the attempt to translate or interpret or write poetry that is originally written in Arabic, in English, is like painting without colors or specific colors in your color palette. So it's like watching a black and white movie. We would prefer to see it in full color, in full definition. To point to the reality using this word definition, in Arabic, it is very precise to communicate using less words most often. Example, the word for auntie or uncle is different depending on whether or not it's your aunt or uncle on your mother's or father's side. So if I say to you, my aunt, she took me to the movies. Well, you might have to ask the question, well, which aunt? Your mother's sister or your brother's? Or I'm sorry, your father's sister? Your mother's sister or your father's sister? Or your mother's brother or your father's brother? Which uncle is it? So in Arabic, we have the word khal and we have the word am, two different words. Am, meaning the uncle on your father's side, and khal, meaning the uncle on your mother's side. Precise, without having to give more explanation. This is an example of what we mean by the Arabic language having more words of explanation, more words of precision. Praise be to Allah for revealing this book, Al-Qur'an, in a language that Allah Most High has said will help us to understand. Well, you may say, I don't understand Arabic. Well, really, if we learn the Arabic, if we take the time to study the Quranic Arabic, we will have more understanding because of the precision of the language itself. And as the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated in the quote that we previously gave from Message to the Black Man on page 93, its recitations do not lull one to sleep. You could read the Holy Quran in English, but it doesn't have rhythm, rhyme, that is unable to be translated or interpreted from its original revelation. Praise be to Allah. Allah willing, we will all benefit from this study and commit to completing the study. Make sure you have cleared your schedules on Sundays at 4 p.m. to begin to get the keys to unlocking your original language. Unlocking with the keys of language, deeper meaning of the Holy Quran, beyond that of what is given to us through the frame or lens of the translator or interpreter that we may be reading from. Okay, let us move on to the next portion of this lesson. Please make sure you have read all of the readings for each of these sections of Module 1. Let us move on. This article is an important read as well, Introduction to the Arabic, to the Real Arabic Holy Quran. A very important article that goes into many of the points I've just made verbally to you, that you can read over and make sure you are answering the questions and completing your lessons. That way, at the end of the course, once you are complete with all of your lessons and present for the sessions, you will receive, Allah willing, your certificate of completion. Praise be to Allah. And this is also designed for you to check your learning. Let us move on to the next portion of this lesson. But make sure you're reading through these articles. They are very, very important. The key points, as I stated, I have mentioned already verbally. All right. Make sure you do your essays and practicals that basically go over the concepts that we just discussed. All right, so this actually, if I'm not mistaken, begins Module 2. So we've completed Module 1. Module 2 is the actual introduction to the Arabic alphabet. So now we're clear on what the word alphabet means, and we will introduce the phonetic features or sounds of the Arabic alphabet. I'll read the first portion of this aloud for us. The Arabic alphabet is the foundation of the language in which the Holy Quran was revealed. Once the Arabic alphabet is mastered, reading, writing, and recitation of the Holy Quran are achievable goals. We are taught of the English language in supreme wisdom. There, quote, there are 26 letters in the language. And if you learn one letter per day, then how long will it take him to learn the 26 letters? With our original language, Arabic, how long will it take to learn the 28 letters? The Arabic alphabet has 28 letters. Today, we are going to focus on 10 difficult sounding letters. At that point, you're already almost more than, well, we're almost there. We're almost halfway there when we look at these 10 letters, okay? But we will introduce the entire 28 letters. To continue, what are the names, sounds, and symbols of the Arabic alphabet? Let's scroll, I was reading that. Let's go back up, please. So we're going to continue this reading. What are the names? Let's begin again the second paragraph. What are the names, sounds, and symbols of the Arabic alphabet? The Arabic alphabet, al-haruf al-hija, has 28 characters. Almost all of the Arabic alphabet are consonants, as we have mentioned. Arabic is read from right to left and has no uppercase or lowercase letter forms. All letters in Arabic change form depending on where they are positioned in a word by itself, isolated, at the beginning of a word, in the middle, or end of a word. And an example is given to us there. Don't let that excite you or feel like, oh my God, once we learn these, I have to learn something else. Yes, it's like in English, when we learn first how to print letters, right? Then we learn cursive. Arabic is written in a form in its base forming of words similar to that of the concept of cursive, where you don't necessarily use the full shape of a letter, right? But you know and learn how to cite or view that letter in its cursive form. And we'll get more into that when we get into what's known as the morphology of the Arabic letters and how we form words. Next paragraph. In this unit, we will learn the 4 forms of each Arabic letter and how they appear in a word. This step cannot be overemphasized and takes much practice and repetition. This step, once we get to it, is where many say, oh man, this may not be for me. Please make sure you have patience with yourself, and we will definitely have patience with you. This is the concept that most often people begin to fall off course. Stay in there, stay in the study. Make sure you purify your intention of heart. Now, I hope some of us aren't on here trying to learn Arabic so we can find a rich oil prince, or trying to learn Arabic because we're going to go on vacation to Egypt someday soon. No, this is not spoken dialects of Arabic that are common to different national modern contexts. If you want that type of course, this is not the one. This is the one that gets you into the real Holy Qur'an. So if you want to talk to Allah, if you want Allah to talk to you, this is the course for that, to learn how to access Al-Qur'an, the Arabic Qur'an, the revelation of Allah God. So be patient with yourself, purify your intention. Know that you are doing this to deepen your faith, to exercise your faith, so that we can have more of a connection to Allah Most High through our readings. Praise be to Allah. So we want to put up, inshallah, a slide and move down to this right now. Okay, thank you. So now we have the alphabet before us, their names, their sounds, and their symbols. Okay. So the first letters that we're going to go over, as we mentioned, are the more difficult words. I'm sorry, the difficult letters. The first letters that we are going to go over are the more difficult letters to pronounce. The first is the letter Ha, the letter Ha. All right, that is, and we will make sure we underline them. We will begin from the beginning. Alif, let's go full screen on this. Let's go full screen on this really quick, and that way we can focus in on it. Okay, and what we want you to do at home is to make or have your notepad ready. Have your notepad ready. Okay, full screen so that we can come off this main camera right now. Okay, full screen to focus in on what we have before us. So every letter has a name and every letter has a sound. Please repeat that in your heart and your mind. Every letter has a name and every letter has a sound. We first begin with Alif. Alif. This is the transliterated word spelling of the name of the first Arabic letter in the Arabic alphabet. And it is corresponding with the sound. Sound. So alif, And on the far right of the screen, as Arabic is read from right to left, always beginning with the right for the righteous, you see the symbol, which looks similar to a number 1 or a straight line, vertical straight line. Alif, alif, alif. This letter we will discuss more because it is a vowel sound that it can take on different sounds and also be equivalent to a symbol known as the hamza that allows us to make the e, u sound. Let's not go too deep into that right now, but do know that sometimes you will see the Arabic alphabet include a hamza, and we will show you that in our next portion of this lesson. Next letter is ba. Ba. B. Ba. All right, so that's like A, B, right? But it doesn't go to C, right? The next letter is ta. Ta. T sound. Ta. And we see the letters on the far right. They have like a smile shape, right? So this is the sound, alif. Ba sound, b. Ba. Ta sound or name of the letter is ta with the sound t. All right. Now, let's jump down to the more difficult letter. These we want you to highlight or attempt to the best of your ability to write the Arabic letter symbol along with its closest pronunciation that is given to you here on the pronunciation guide and the name of the letter. Every letter has a name and every letter has a sound. So the first difficult letter of the 10 that we want to look at is the letter ha. Ha. Now we should, inshallah, have the video again, the visual as well, because we will have to show you where that exit point is in the pronunciation. And on this point, inshallah, as we close the introduction to these 10 letters, we want to share with you a very useful app, a link to the app that if you're a Apple user, you can download. I'm not sure the equivalent to it for those that may have an Android phone or tablet, but inshallah, this app should be downloaded to your phone or tablet so you can see what is called makhraj drills, vowel drills, makharij. This is the actual meaning of this word makhraj or makharij is the exit, the place of exit of the sound, as we talked earlier about consonants and vowels. All right, the first one is a consonant, this first difficult letter, ha, ha. It is in the back of the throat. Ha. We will give vowel sounds to give emphasis so we can hear it. It is not a regular H sound that we are used to in English. Ha, ha, no. It is ha. Hey, hu. Ah, ih, Rahman, Rahim. It is a sharp H that the occlusion or the place in which you have an obstruction occurs in the top back of the throat. And again, this app, let's go ahead and share that link in the chat for those who wish to download it. And when we complete this verbal demonstration or exercise, we will introduce the app to you that gives you actual diagrams to show you the exact places of exit of the sounds. Ha. All right. That letter, ha, its sound is as follows once again. Ha, he, hu, ah, ih, We are doing forward vowels with the A at the end and reverse vowel so that we can hear how that letter will sound in its placement in a word with vowel variation, okay? The next letter is the letter ha, 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 ha. It's a harder KH sound, all right? Ha, he, hu, ah, ich, So it is a harder KH sound as though you're clearing your throat. Ha, chi, hu, ach, ich, khalaqa, 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 which is an Arabic word that means he created. Khalaqa. The letter kha, 2 difficult letters. All right, our next letter that we will skip down to in the alphabet to give emphasis is the letter ra. 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 Ri. Ru. Ra. Ri. Ru. Ra. Ri. Ru. Ar. Ir. Ur. Ar. Ir. Ur. This is more difficult for those who are not familiar with rolling your R. All right, this is something that would require practice for those that may have more difficulty rolling your R. It is not like the Spanish R or equivalent of R. There is less of a roll. So ar, ra, ra, ar-Rahman, ar-Rahim, ar-Rahman, ar-Rahim. So in these 2 great names of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, ar-Rahman, the merciful, ar-Rahim, the beneficent, you have these 2 difficult letters to pronounce for the native English speaker. Okay. If you notice, we are always referring to words or to phrases from the Holy Qur'an, all right? To make sure that we have application. The primary chapter that we will consistently be focused on is Suratul Fatiha. This is the opening chapter of the Holy Quran, the oft repeated chapter of the Holy Quran. And in this, you have the ha as well. Surah and the ra. Surah, tul, fatiha, fatiha, ha. Okay. So we have the ha and the kha. Next, we had the ra. All right, let's move on to the fourth difficult letter, and that is the letter Sad. This, we flatten the tongue as though we're biting the sides of our tongue with our molar teeth and flattening it on the I'm not sure what that's called right above your tongue. It's not the palate, but the roof of the mouth. That's it right there. The roof of the mouth right there. Sad, sad, sirat, sirat, sad, sa, si, su, asa, issa, ussa, sad. It's what we would call these group of letters that we are about to present, like a lazy tongue, a group of lazy tongue letters, okay? Sad, sa, si, su, asa, issa, ussa. The word that we're familiar with in the Holy Quran, sirata, 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 which means path or way in our Al-Fatiha. Okay, the next letter is Dad. 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 Dhi. Dhu. Alba. Ilba. Udba. Alba. Ilba. Udba. And if we're listening, this is not a sound that we are used to hearing. This particular group of letters, actually, you might want to underline and highlight this particular group. Often in learning to recite the alphabet in its order, this group most tend to forget right here. Why? Because there's no equivalent to them in the sound that we are used to hearing. So it causes us to actually forget it because there's no place for it to land, as we would say. All right. So focus on the Sad, Bod, as well as this next lazy tongue letter. Ba, 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 ple, tu, ba, ple, tu, alpha, itta, utta, alpha, itta, utta, tha. All right. So these are that group of lazy tongue letters. Our next difficult letter is the letter Ain. Ah, ah. This is a glottal letter sound. Ah, ah. Ain. Ah. It's way here in the depth, back of the throat. Ah. Eh. Ah. Ain. Ain. Ah. Ai. Ru. Ah. Ai. Ru. Ah. Ai. Ru. Ah. Ah. Oh. Ah. إع أوع عين نعبد نستعين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين عين. Praise be to Allah. The next letter is the letter Ghain. And when we say next letter, we're talking about the 10 difficult letters to pronounce as we approach the alphabet from a phonetic perspective. Ghain, ra, ra, ra. Ghain, ra, ri, ru. It's at the top of the back of the throat, almost as though you are gurgling. The ain is like almost as though you are with the doctor. Now here is the closed back of the throat, as though you are gurgling mouthwash. Rain, rain, ra, ri, ru, ra, ri, ru, ra, ri, ru, ar, ir, or, ara, ir, ora, ara, ir, ora. And in Surah Al-Fatiha, we have the word ghayril, ghayril, ghayril maghdubi, ghayril maghdubi. So here we have the ghain, the ra, and the dad, the. Ghayril ra, ghayril maghdubi, dubi, alayhim. Then the ayn, alayhim. So in Al-Fatiha, we have many of these 10, I believe approximately 7 of these 10 that appear in Al-Fatiha that will allow us to, as we learn the makhraj or the phonetic sound, to better pronounce Al-Fatiha. And an important point is that if we do not pronounce the sounds of these letters properly, we literally can change the meaning of the word, because we're literally changing the spelling to another equivalent in the consonant that is not equal in complete sound as that of the Arabic, okay? And there are many examples of that. One example is the word, and these words also appear in the Holy Quran, not in Al-Fatiha, but the word qalb, 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 that is the letter qaf, inshallah, that we are moving to now. Please, and that word means heart. But if we aren't able to pronounce this qa, as in iqra, we use or end up defaulting to what we are used to, and that is a regular K sound, okay? And the K is, if we use it and say kalb instead of qalb, kalb means dog. So we've changed the meaning of the word from qalb, heart, to kalb, dog. This is how important it is for us to learn the enunciation and pronunciation of our original language of Arabic as we learn our chapters of the Holy Quran and as we study, okay? So that next letter is the letter qa, qaf. Every letter has a name and every letter has a sound. This letter's name is qaf. Its sound is qa. قي قو قا قي قو قا قي قو أق إق أق أق إق أق أق إق أق اقرأ قرآن قاف قرآن اقرأ. Now in Surah Al-Fatiha, we don't have the qaf. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen ar-Rahman ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. I'm just making sure. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'een. Ihdina siratal mustaqim. There it is. It is in Al-Fatiha. Mustaqim. Not mustaqeen or mustaqim. It's mustaqim. Mustaqim, which means straight. It means upright. Not a crooked path, but mustaqim, straight. Praise be to Allah. So again, we will continue to apply the sounds for Surah Al-Fatiha. Qaf. And I believe that's it. Those are the 10 more difficult letters to pronounce. And then these continue on to the final letter, yeah. So now that we've emphasized these, underline them, highlight them, put little stars by them, write them down in your notebook and say, these are the ones we want to practice. Now, the qaf, ayn, ghain, ta, va, sad, bad, ha, kha, ra, all of these more difficult letters, please practice them as much as you can, either by reviewing this video or using this app. We will give this app the link. We will share this link to this app now, inshallah, in the chat. And maybe tech team, brother S3, is there a way to share this or show it? All right, let's get the link and let everyone download. How are we doing so far? Let's get a check-in. Let's look in the chat. I want to see some hand claps or thumbs up, some smiles. And then inshallah, we'll get into some of the drills that you can continue to use with the app, as we mentioned earlier. Okay. I can try to use it on my phone. Is that would that be best? Okay. How would you like to direct me to do that? Please bear with us one moment. Inshallah, we'll take a 2 or 3 minute break. We got a little workout on our muscles in our throats and tongue there as we capture back the language and sounds of our original language that were robbed from us. So let's know that we should read those articles that were provided for you to continue to reinforce why we're spending this time, why we want to focus on returning to our original language. It is part of separation. It is part of returning to the root of civilization that has no beginning nor end. As the Honorable Elijah Muhammad stated, if we stay in English, it can only take us as far as Europe. If we're complacent there, it is what it is, but it's not the language of the hereafter. The only language of the hereafter will be our original language of Arabic. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad speaks of the Arabic language as not only the language of the hereafter, but speaks of the English language, and our Savior has arrived as a bastard language, meaning you don't know who the originator is of that. It's mixed up. All right, there are, and we will have an exercise around this. There are many words that actually are Arabic words that we find in English, such as the word coffee. Qahwa is an Arabic word. It's many Arabic words in English, and inshallah, in our future exercise, as we begin to transliterate key words, we will practice our learning of some of these that we find. Okay, we're headed up on 5:30. We have had our presentation and we have had our exercise of the practicals. Okay, so we will run quickly through the full alphabet and open up for questions, okay? All right, have you been able to download that app? Okay, not sure which letter Imam was pronouncing. Maybe next time he could highlight, underline, or point to. Okay, every letter that I was pronouncing, I was reading the name of, and we'll go over that quickly again as we go over the alphabet in order, okay? And we'll point out the 10 letters once again if anyone may have missed it. So no worry, okay? We're about to do that now. I'm just making sure we are able to download that app, that it's there, and we, inshallah, will show you more of that as we move through the list of our alphabet, okay? All right. Let's buckle up. Let's get in it, inshallah. No app info. Again, this particular link that's being provided is for Apple handheld or tablet. Please look for its equivalent by searching, I guess, Google. I'm sorry, I'm not an Android brother, part of the Apple world. And what we'll do is make sure that we share an Android version of this app if it exists, inshallah. And if it does not exist, we'll make sure that you have, which are already embedded in the course via video. As a matter of fact, let's go, we'll show that as well before we close out, right after we go over the Arabic alphabet. So let's pull that page up one more time and go through quickly our Arabic alphabet. All right, so on that page where we just were, please navigate where it has the Arabic alphabet name of the letter, pronunciation guide, and the letter itself. Let's go through the full 28 characters and sounds of the Arabic alphabet. And when we do that, please make sure this time you highlight or underline or make a star to bring your attention to those 10 difficult letters to pronounce. All right, let us begin. Alif. Please repeat after me. Alif. Ba. Ta. Tha. Jim. Ha. This is one of the difficult letters. Please highlight it or put a star next to it. It is one of the 10. Ha. Ha. This is also one of the 10. Please put a star next to it or highlight it. Ha. Dal. Dal. Ra. This is one of the more difficult letters, depending on whether or not you can roll your R. Please put a star or highlight it. Ra. Next letter, za. Za. Seen. Sheen. Now these lazy tongue, difficult letters. Sawd. Sawd. Please highlight or star it. Sawd. Dod. Highlight and star this letter, dod. Thaw. Highlight, star this letter, difficult letter to pronounce. All of these, sawd, dod, thaw. Then thaw. Highlight and star it. This is the next letter, ayn. Sawd, dod, thaw, thaw, ayn. Okay, that's a difficult letter as well. Star, highlight it. The next difficult letter is following. Ghain. Ghain. Please star or highlight it. Then fa. Regular F sound. This is no problem for us if we speak English. Fa. But this next letter, qaf. Qaf. Highlight it. Star it. Qaf. Kaf. Lam. Meme. Noon. Ha. Regular H. Wow. Then yeah. Okay, so when we went through, you should have 10 letters that are highlighted or starred, that are the difficult letters, and I will quickly pronounce and recite the Arabic alphabet, which you should also do using the embedded videos as well as the, let's scroll down a bit so we can see those. I think they should be right here. Scroll down. Flashcards here are available, digital flashcards. Aleph, go ahead and click it so we can see how that works. When you click that, it takes you to a Quizlet that allows you to practice with flashcards your Arabic alphabet, the name of the letter, as well as the character, right? All right. Go ahead, next. So there's your Aleph, your Ba, Ta. Okay, so we see how that works. Let's go on back. So these are some of the tools embedded to begin to recognize as well as memorize your Arabic alphabet, the symbol, the sound, and their name. This following video is great as well. These are some hand-picked YouTube videos that allow you to get more comfortable through exercises of recognition of the individual letters as they are in their standalone isolated form. Let's scroll on up. Okay, so these series of videos here, let's scroll up. Okay, this one here recites the Arabic alphabet for you with the name of the letter, all right, and the visual symbol in order, learning the alphabet, okay? And you'll hear the pronunciations as well. One is in a song form and one is in a regular spoken form. Okay, please review these as often as possible at your leisure on your time. but with deliberate focus on memorizing your alphabet. All right, let us go ahead and move to the next lesson. Congratulations, you've been introduced to the Arabic alphabet. We've given special emphasis to the more difficult letters to pronounce, and praise be to Allah, we're one step closer to reading. So as we close, your homework is to write your Arabic alphabet in your original language. As we asked, you should make sure you have a notebook. You will write from right to left. This lesson also has embedded within it a video to help guide you on how to write your Arabic alphabet from right to left, and just step through this particular lesson with the video and begin practice. Don't worry about any difficulty factor at this time. Just begin. Let's just get started. If we notice on this chart, we have the introduction of the Hamza that we mentioned earlier that appears above the Aleph. It looks like a little like a number 2 or something like that, a backward number 2 that's above the Aleph. We'll explain more about what that is, but let's suffice it to say that it is like a seat or a chair for the vowel sounds ah, I, U, the vowel sounds of the alphabet, okay? Again, we're making this point is that you'll notice as we go through that primarily nearly the entire Arabic alphabet is comprised of consonants. Nearly the entire Arabic alphabet is comprised of consonants. So let us begin. Right to left, we see the arrow, right? Scroll down just a bit. Let me read the instruction. I'm sorry, up a little bit. Here we go. All right, complete the following writing drills to improve. This is your homework. Complete the following writing drills to improve your knowledge and recognition of the Arabic alphabet. Write the Arabic alphabet on a separate sheet of paper or in a notebook following the proper placement of each letter on the baseline, as shown below, a minimum of 10 times. 10 times through, meaning from beginning to end, all the way through. So you get used to the order in which the alphabet appears, not 10 times each, but 10 times through. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad advises repetition is the mother of learning. Use flashcards. You can make your own if it's helpful, or as you've seen, we've provided the flashcard app there in the embed. Use flashcards and recognition exercise drills in the following pages to put the Arabic alphabet to memory. Repeat the exercise until you have fully memorized each letter and you are able to recognize each Arabic letter without any hesitation. All right, let us quickly go through. You see the arrow pointing on the right side, right to left. So we begin, and I will quickly move through this. Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha. Let's start again and let us point out with the arrow as we go through each one. Aleph, Ba, Ta, Tha, Jim, Ha, Kha, Dal, Dal, Ra, Za, Sin, Shin, Sad, Bod, Tha, Wa, Ain, Ghain, Tha, Qaf, Kaf, Lam, Mim, Noon, Ha, Wow, Ya. Praise be to Allah. Now we know, if we know the history of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he received the first Qur'an from Master Fard Muhammad, it was an Arabic Qur'an. And when it was given to him, the only letter he could recognize in the original language of Arabic was the letter Lam. And as we began discussing the history of Prophet Muhammad and the revelation of the Qur'an, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, of course, told Master Fard Muhammad, I cannot read. He could recognize the Lam, which meant he was on a track of learning that Master Fard Muhammad put him on, to show the importance of knowing the Arabic of the Holy Quran in which it is written. So let us commit ourselves to following that which will bring us a deeper understanding and deeper relationship with Al-Qur'an. Al-Qur'an Al-Kareem, the Holy Qur'an. Praise be to Allah. This is your alphabet. We've completed Module 1 and Module 2. In the guided course, please make sure you go back and review, complete all of the lessons and all of the exercises and practicals, instructions that are given to you. Turn them in. You can turn them in if they're written via courses at muhammadcenter.com, or visit here islamicsciences.noi.org and make sure you're filling in all of the fields that are necessary for you to complete each exercise to move on to each new lesson. And you're always able to go ahead at your own pace and know that inshallah every week we will be together for this full 6-week session of the courses. This is session 2. If you want to go back for any review of each session, the link will be provided for you for that review. Praise be to Allah. So thank you for your patience. Thank you for joining us. And now, inshallah, we open up and we'll review the chat. I'm going to ask our team to tap in with us and help us to field these questions. And inshallah, I look forward to reading your comments. This is really the most efficient way, is to present, then demonstrate, and then now we open for questions and specific areas that you would like to highlight for drill review of what we've just covered. And please do know that we will have scheduled sessions, all right, outside of these Sundays on 4 o'clock or at 4 o'clock. We will establish a day in which our brother Abdul Alim Nathari, Abdul Alim Ansari there in Houston will be able to help us, and other instructors that are with us to help. I will be checking in and out of those live sessions where you can have individual time for 1 hour, an hour and a half max to go over the lesson that you've learned to reinforce what we have covered. Praise be to Allah. All right. Let's begin to look here for questions. Thank you, Sister Donna. May Allah accept our effort. And Sister Joy, could you please identify key questions that we may need to cover? And inshallah, we should not have too many questions, because again, this is the introduction to our alphabet. And the main thing here is being familiar with how the character looks, right? The symbol of the letter, and being able to associate it with the sound and the name. Every letter has a name and every letter has a sound. And inshallah, we were able to access or download the app. I don't know if we're able to share it on the screen. Let's take a look. I'm sorry, can we share it? Okay. Okay, maybe I'll just show us on the camera. All right. And then, yes, let's. All right, so this app, if we take a look, is on the Apple device. And this will help us with the makhraj. It is called My Qur'an. My Qur'an, MYQURAN. If you search that in your Apple store, you will find the download. All right, and it looks like this, kind of looks like a Quran cover. But what it has is on the bottom left-hand side, you'll see the word makharij. Makharij. All right. When you tap that, it takes you to the alphabet. Showing you the area of enunciation as we did earlier, right? With the visual chart, it shows you where the exit is of the sound. With these makhraj drills. So practice this as much as you can. And you see here, as it moves through, it highlights the letter that's being practiced or sounded out. Showing you where the sound is coming from. Okay. So let's download that, take it around with us. All right, put on your headphones and make sure you're reviewing it. Praise be to Allah. Okay. So can we have our team come in and inshallah field those questions quickly, and inshallah we'll wrap up our first session. Praise be to Allah. Again, congratulations. We've completed module 1 and module 2. Introduction. Your module 2 is primarily homework, writing. You will send us pictures, samples of your writing, and let's begin. We will practice the writing together next time we're together, inshallah. And I would focus on your recitation of your alphabet. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha. Dal, val, ra, za, sin, shin, sad. Sad, dad, ta, dha, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, nun, ha, waw, ya. All right. Get used to it. No hesitation. And most importantly, as you are learning to write them, you're also learning to recognize them along with their name and their sound. Every letter has a name. Every letter has a sound. And then we will quickly do away with the pronunciation guide, which is transliteration. Right. Transliteration is not our friend. All right. It makes it very difficult to be precise with the pronunciation of those 10 difficult letters to pronounce that are not native to the English speaker. And again, as we gave a demonstration, if we are not pronouncing those letters properly, we can change the meaning of the word. And that's a very, very slippery slope when we're dealing with the Holy Qur'an, okay? So let's focus in, and inshallah get some reps in with our recitation of our alphabet. Okay, I'm looking for questions so we can go ahead and close out this session. There's our brother Abdul Alim Ansari.
Assalamu alaikum. Thank you, beloved.
There's my brother Abdul Salam.
Assalamu alaikum.
Muhammad, student Imam. Abdul Salam. Praise be to Allah. And Sister Joy, are you going to come visual with us today? We're going to pull her out. Pull her out the shadows from behind the Zoom screen.
Yeah, that's go.
All right. Now I may have to put on some headsets to actually hear. In that little bag here. That's too big. Let me it should be some pods in there. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. All right. I'm going to put on a headset, and inshallah, hopefully we have some clear questions. This one honestly was straightforward in terms of presentation. So I'll be concise so that we don't hold you at 6 o'clock. We want to make sure we keep our sessions to really 2 hours at the longest. This particular session was demonstrations as well. Now, some of you have taken the course before, and you know your brother is patient. So I'm ready to go for 3-4 hours, as I know my brothers are as well, sometimes 5 hours if you let me, but we don't want to wear you out. You have a replay, you have all of the tools that you need, and inshallah, that will be sufficient. And that way we can pace ourselves, get in what we need to get in, and through the sessions, exercise and practical sessions with brother Abdul, student minister Abdul Alim there in Houston, we will tag team on that to help you as well individually through the week. So I would like us, let's see, to really settle on a time and day that is best for the group, and we have a solid group here. Okay. So please, let's take full advantage of that one-to-one time with instructors. That's the point of this guided course. That's why we ask, a small nominal donation of $40 one time for all of these 6 sessions, Sunday sessions. And I really challenge you to go out and find somewhere where these are cheaper or absolutely free. Really, that one-time $40 for this session is for your personal commitment to complete the course. Please, we see, and I've received information from those that may have not been able to make it today, but we have over 80 people on the session today. Let's see that number stay at 80 and grow, because again, if you're calling off or out, just drop a little note in the message on the website, or an email saying you'll make up the class by review to keep the contact going. And it's also good to make sure you may have someone who's taking the course with you, if you know of someone that's taking the course with you, to encourage each other to complete. Okay, so I'm going to go silent now and wait for questions.
Yes, Brother Imam, in the question and answer, for those who have Androids, Brother Timothy
Actually,
Muhammad.
let me see. Give me one moment.
Okay.
S3, I'm having difficulty with hearing. Okay, wait a minute. I think I have it here. Go ahead again, student minute.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
got you.
First of all, assalamu alaikum and happy Savior's Day.
Wa alaikum salam. Happy Savior's
Okay.
Day to you too.
Yes, for those who have Androids, those Android users, Brother Timothy Muhammad put it into the chat. Brother Timothy
Excellent.
Muhammad actually dropped it in the chat for those Android users. Thank you, Brother Timothy, once again for dropping it in. He just dropped it in again for all those Android users. Also, Sister Letitia, yes, the replay will be sent out to you, to us rather, to all of us. The replay will be sent out to that particular question. So, Sister Sharon, now, Brother Imam, with the guide, the app, would that cover Sister Sharon's question where she asked for the drill, where to find the audio guide for the Arabic alphabet?
Yes. Yes, that is an audio guide, as well as what you see embedded in the course videos on the self-pace. Please make sure you are, if you're listening for the audio, go ahead and watch those YouTube videos that are embedded in the specific course, in the specific lesson that you would like to review.
Excellent.
We're past the days of CDs, you know, and now we're really trying to embrace modern technology, right down to the modern day and time. You know, if you have some special scenario, you know, where if you're on this Zoom, you should be able to access all of those recordings on the website, islamicsciences.noi.org. And we kept that on the screen for us there. And that app. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Brother Anthony Muhammad said, should we practice the 3 ways to pronounce each letter? I think he's giving us the example of the makhraj.
Absolutely. That should be the I'm sure our brother is referring to the phonics, which is the focus. The phonics is the focus. So please make sure, yes, that you are practicing the 3 ways. The cha, chi, chu, ach, ich, uch. These are the drills, all right? And then, of course, separately, outside of the pronunciation, you're practicing the recitation of the entire alphabet itself. Alif, ba, ta, tha, jim, ha, kha, dal, dal, ra, za, sin, shin, sad, dad, ta, va, ain, ghain, fa, qaf, kaf, lam, mim, nun, ha, waw, ya. This is where we want to be. No hesitation, able to recite the entire alphabet. But yes, these are 2 different ways by which we should be learning the alphabet right now.
Okay, and Brother Anthony Muhammad, again, I guess he's a follow-up, the different vowel sounds attached to each letter.
Yes, as I just demonstrated those vowel exercises. Another letter we just demonstrated with the kha. Another example would be with the ba. Ba, bi, bu, ab, ib, ub. Okay, but we would do that, of course, for all of the alphabet. 3 vowel sounds.
Okay, Sister Khalila said that link is for the Holy Quran, not the letters and the Arabic phonics.
I just actually showed this to us. It has the Holy Quran with even a dictionary of the Holy Quran. So it's more than just the Arabic letters. Please tap the far bottom left tab and that is read makharij. This takes you to the alphabet, which helps you with the recitation.
La, li, lu.
So this is it. You may want to make sure that you have the proper app. Are you on Android or Apple?
He's on Android, so
Okay, there may
whoever
be a
has the
different.
Android.
There may be some difference, right, with the Android app. It may not be the exact same app, and that's what we want to make sure is the case. It's called My Qur'an on the Apple.
Yeah, I guess we all have apples.
Yeah. So please know you're not left out, because embedded on the site, those very same makhraj or makharij drills are available in video form.
Okay, excellent. Okay, Sister Bridget X said the Android app is extremely different. So, okay.
Okay. So what you might want to do is search names of similar ones. So we apologize for any confusion with the link that was provided for Android. What we will do is research what the exact equivalent Android app may be, if it exists. Otherwise, it's okay. We have the same video available for you. That is a YouTube video that you can review.
Okay. That seems to be, that's it in terms of the questions in the chat and also in the Q&A. There are no more questions in the Q&A, and there's no more questions in the chat.
Praise be to Allah. So that means, by the grace of Allah, most of our questions were orienting questions. What do I need? Where should I go? This kind of thing. Primarily, let's use what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad gave us as advice. Repetition is the mother of learning. This right here, there's no fast way to do what we are doing right now. What do I mean? Time, repetition, exposure, listening. Even if you're riding in the car, listen to these sounds of the repetition of the alphabet themselves. Most of us have now, of course, our phones connect to our car audio. We can play these videos as we ride, rather than some of the other stuff we may play when we ride. And I guess that was what they call a Freudian slip: pray when we ride, right?
Right.
instead of play when we ride. So let's pray when we ride. That is even though this is the alphabet, please know that every word of the Holy Quran is comprised of this alphabet, and with the intention that we made, this is a prayerful intention. So every exercise in learning our alphabet, let's get this foreign language class mindset out of the way. No, we are engaging the Holy Quran in its original language to bring ourselves nearer to knowledge of self and knowledge of the meaning of the Holy Quran that Allah desires for us to have in our direct connection. And it will be a joyous experience. It is a joyous experience, particularly when we begin to apply these drills to recitations of the Holy Quran, as we have begun with Al-Fatiha as an example. And inshallah, when we close out, we will close out using our recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha, which we all should inshallah begin to put to memory as well.
Yes, sir, Brother Imam. If I could just add,
Of course.
Dear believers, this is a joy. No matter how many times we may have taken it thus far, our Imam and Brother Ansari is, as teachers, will tell you, don't be afraid to immerse yourself. I just want to double down on the time that we might be watching television. Trust me, just open up your app, open up your phone. Sometimes just listen to the recitings of the Quran. Don't bother yourself. Well, I don't understand what they're saying. When you hear that beautiful reciting, trust me, it's going into your soul. Because as we take the course, you will end up running into the thing that's already in your soul, and you'll be able to read, you'll be able to say the meanings. But trust me, when we get used to hearing and being surrounded by it, it will even make our spirit better in general. Because a lot of times of what we're consuming, whether we want to or not, willingly or unwillingly, affects our soul. That's why we must make our prayers as well. So I just wanted to say, don't be afraid to really get in and stay in. And we're here to help us stay in together. Don't feel like you're going to learn it in 2 days, because inshallah, in the month of Ramadan, our Imam is guiding us towards being able to enjoy reading the Quran in our original language. And see, so we got something in view right now outside of just taking the course. We got something in front of us that Allah affords us a recalibration when we're told or guided to read the Quran each day. So wouldn't it be a joy to be able to read some of the short chapters in the original language and recite them and know what you're saying? Come on, family, let's do it together. All praises due to Allah. I just wanted to add that, Brother Imam.
No, it's very helpful, very motivating to me. You know, I'm going to myself commit to new vocabulary words for the holy month of Ramadan. I'm still a student as well. I don't know every word by heart in the Holy Quran. I mean, I can use a good dictionary if you ask me. You know, I've assisted our minister, praise be to Allah, consistently in this type of ability to access the Quran. But what we do, and the three of us that you see here are students and holding each other accountable.
That's
we
right.
we were on a call the other night.
Last night.
It was only supposed to be a 40-minute call, but we were on there to almost 1 o'clock or so.
1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, 1 o'clock in the morning, just parsing the word, getting into grammar, getting into root words, and it's just
The vibration and the energy
yeah,
came as we started talking about the
That's
Quran
right.
and the language and the teaching. And that's the beauty of it. Yes, sir.
and it's pure worship. All of that is worship. Praise be to Allah. And for sister that's asking about the app, please know that we are actually developing an Islamic sciences course app. It will, inshallah, be done before Savior's Day. I pray Allah we can have a portion of that app able to launch before this class is over. So know that every time we launch this course, if you've noticed, we're getting more and more concise and precise and having more tools available to you. I just want to underscore something, brother student Imam Abdul Salam mentioned in the first course, first lesson, I'm sorry, or session that we had last week, is we have mentioned key books or materials. You do not have to purchase the physical copies of those dictionaries. We've provided links that are sufficient for the course for your ability to access these dictionaries online. Now, if you want to, as our brother mentioned, you can find them on Amazon primarily. You know, if you search those titles that were given to you, you can find them there. But do know that we are providing for you digitally the materials necessary needed for all of your online study. It's always great to have the text, right? And as a matter of fact, brother S3 Sultan Sadiq, can you pass me that stack of dictionaries over there? If you really want to make your commitment. Start building your library. You know, we don't want to charge exorbitant fees for any course to teach Quran, but you can invest in good dictionaries, good accompanying literature for your study. So these are a few here. Okay, this is the first one that we have for download in PDF, right? Dictionary of the Holy Quran by Omar, right? And then we have this here, which is a dictionary of modern written Arabic, all right? And these are hardbacks and leather bound that I've purchased just to make sure we, you know, can pass these down to new generations, you know, and keep them in good shape. And this is the a dictionary and glossary of the Quran by Penrice. Okay, these are the physical copies, but we provided you links. You can again find these, and if you feel you want to begin to invest in them, you know, there's nothing wrong with a good used and good condition book, because these dictionaries can be kind of expensive. My point is just that, is don't break your budget on dictionaries that you'll partially be able to use right now in your study, but focus on those key materials that we've spoken on, your 13 short chapters, your Al-Qur'an Arabic Phonics book, your Muslim Daily Prayers Learner's Guidebook. These are the main ones that are bite-sized, all right, for our study. And many have asked about where they can purchase a Arabic Holy Quran, also Amazon, okay, if you wish. But again, it's not something necessarily that you'll be able to engage in its totality at this point, right? But it may serve as a good reminder and a good goal to have on your top shelf for your purpose of one day reading it fully through, inshallah. All right, we don't want to hold you. We thank you for joining us today. If you have any additional questions or have any need for support technically, or would like to connect with one of our team members for instruction, please make sure you are contacting us at courses@mohammedcenter.com, or in the message button in your lesson. You can, on islamicsciences.noi.org, leave a message for your online instructor as well. Okay. And in closing, we want to know by a brief poll, what day. Now we'll be able to print this chat out, so we're not going to go over it and settle on it today or right this moment. But all that are on, if you can please type in the best day and time of day that you would like or be able and available to have a study session to reinforce what you've learned today. Whether it's Tuesday, you know, Thursday, and what time. All right, in this way. And I will ask my brother, Abdul Alim, if you want to veer folks to a certain day that is better for you, please go ahead and don't be shy and and contributing, so we don't tax your schedule on days you may have lesser availability. But please know that we will have, that we do have instructors available, that we tag team with one another to avail you of that time that will allow you to practice what you've learned in each session every week. One time a week for a minimum of 1 hour. Okay, so in the chat right now, I want to see it pop in here with days and times.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And then,
Brother Alim, Yeah, Brother Aleem, let them know as an origin, you are in the central time zone.
Correct.
Okay.
Thank you.
Correct. I am in the central. So what we'll do, we can print it out. And also, Sister Dorothy, I am an FOI, so that Monday is going to be kind of tight.
Just like your Saturday.
Like that Saturday, right?
Yeah.
I am a practicing FOI. So with that being said, we'll print it out, Brother Imam, because I have a thought and I want to run it by you and Brother student Imam Salam on that individually.
Yes, no problem.
In this process, because I'm looking at these different times, and then we'll work it out once we print it out.
But thank you, Brother Abdul Salam, for pointing out your time zone. Okay, so
Yeah.
when you're putting your time in there, even if you've already put it in again if you didn't include what time zone. Eastern Standard, all right, Central Standard.
Because whatever time
Pacific.
he chooses, wherever you are, you're going to have to make the adjustment in terms of his origin. So
Yeah.
if he says
Well-
5 o'clock Central, we know on the East Coast that's 6 o'clock here. And we'll make sure, I'm pretty sure we'll make sure it's worded so you'll know what time zones.
And
it
I have to
represents you.
say it because the experience resonates in this particular moment of a sister that took the course from, I believe she was in Serbia,
Yes.
and she was up at, I don't know, 3 o'clock in the morning, her time's practicing and on course, you know?
That's right.
So-
Very energetic, very active.
Yeah, so this is about your commitment. We'll settle on the time, but if you can, you know, another brother I remember in one of the previous courses, he was literally at work. All right, you know, and he just said, "Can I
He was
please
getting
be
it in."
excused?" He was getting it in. Just saying, "Can I please be excused from having my sound," right? But he was literally on camera, and we could see the brother there at the cash register doing his work, but tuned in and practicing. So, yes, Sister Donna said, and a brother from London. So everyone is all over the globe, and with what you're putting in, we will, inshallah, settle on the most selected time frame of the group.
Mhm.
All right. All right. Praise be to Allah.
Also, last thing, Brother Imam, for me, Brother, the tech team said, when we are receiving, make sure that you check your spam
Yes.
for all emails that may come through from us. Make sure you're checking your spam from Islamic Sciences.
Yes. That's very important. And do expect, you know, during the term of this course to receive 2 emails a week, one update with your replay
Mhm.
and one reminder before we get started. All right.
That's right.
All right. Praise be to Allah. If there's nothing else, inshallah, we'll go ahead and close with the recitation of Surah Al-Fatiha. And inshallah, as we recite, let us try to listen in for some of those letters that we learned today that are particularly the more difficult letters to pronounce. And inshallah, I will emphasize those as we recite, inshallah, for our closing prayer. All right, let us begin. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين. الرحمن الرحيم. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. اهدنا صراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. آمين. Ameen. May Allah accept our effort, and inshallah, we will reach the goal to the end of the course. We greet you with the greeting words of peace as we came. Assalamu alaikum.